Hello, Waterstones folk. At the risk of making an unexpected and perhaps unwelcome entrance into your life, I'm John Connelly and I write novels. 16 years ago, I published one called The Book of Lost Things, a tale of a young boy who loses his mother to illness and learns to come to terms with that loss by travelling to a land formed of the books and fairy tales that he loves, a place both real and unreal, a concept with which readers of fiction will be readily familiar because for a novel to work, we have to suspend our disbelief a little so that the real and the unreal can become slightly blurred. When I wrote The Book of Lost Things, I had no idea how it was going to be received. At that point in 2006, I was known, if I was known at all, mainly as a writer of mystery novels, and this was something very different. But since then, The Book of Lost Things has become the novel of mine that seems to generate the deepest responses from readers, from booksellers, from librarians, from those I imagine who really understand what it means to become lost in a book. I never thought I'd write a companion volume to The Book of Lost Things. It appeared to me to be its own story, and I believed I'd leave it that way. But over the years, I realised that I kept returning to the world of that novel, in short stories, in scripts, and in conversations with readers who wanted to tell me about their experiences of reading it. And I realised that I wanted to revisit it properly, to explore it once again as a novelist, which is why after all these years I'm about to publish The Land of Lost Things. If The Book of Lost Things was about being a child and facing the sometimes difficult adult world, The Land of Lost Things is at least in part about being an adult, but perhaps wanting to escape the pain of adulthood by embracing childhood again. It concerns a woman named Keris whose daughter is gravely ill, and who becomes fascinated by an old house in which a writer once lived, a writer who may well have vanished into the world of his own novel, a world into which Keris is also destined to find herself drawn. I think I've managed to do justice to her story and to The Book of Lost Things. And no, you don't have to have read The Book of Lost Things to enjoy The Land of Lost Things. But if you have read that earlier book, some of the characters may be pleasantly familiar, and a few, the darkest of them, even unpleasantly so. So should you decide to enter The Land of Lost Things, I hope you enjoy your visit and come back safe and sound. And from one reader to another, I wish you happy reading, whatever the book that finds its way into your hands.